Hi, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Will, and this is my thought for the day. So, I struggled to think of what to say for this because I felt quite a lot of pressure to give just a really good thought that I started to overthink it. And I think that's what a lot of people do really when it comes to God is just overthink everything, especially when evangelizing. We feel pressure to portray the best image of God to people that we can, and it just makes us overthink all the things that we're going to say and do. So I just want to share a recent story of mine about one of my friends from school. And so I have had been thinking of evangelizing to him, just speaking to him about God and faith for quite a while. And I was just overthinking everything and just worrying on how to bring it into conversation. I didn't want to make him feel uncomfortable. I didn't want to make it feel forced, and obviously didn't want to put him off God or faith really. So yeah, I just began just stressing really on how I was going to bring it into conversation. And about a week ago, I got an email from my school telling me about a Christian union that they were starting up, and I thought, yeah, that would be really cool to go to. So yeah, and then I was also considering inviting him, but I was again stressing on whether it was too soon, whether I didn't want it to feel uncomfortable again. So yeah, so I was slightly stressed when I walked in school, and then when I first saw him, he came up to me and said to me, "Oh yeah, I saw this email about Christian Union. It looks really interesting. I think I'm gonna come along." And I just thought that's how amazing that was, because I'd been stressing and worrying for so long about how to sort of bring faith and God into our conversations, and he's come up to me and said that he wants to come. I hadn't even invited him at that point, and he already had brought it up himself. And so this sort of told me that we don't need to overthink it when it comes to evangelizing, because God is always moving whether we see it or not. Like there was clearly something about this Christian union that attracted my friend to make him want to come. Yeah, so when evangelizing, or when if we want our friends to find faith, or to just begin to try and understand faith, all we really need to do is pray, be available to talk to, and just have faith that God is working in them. So I just want to finish off by quoting Jesus in John chapter 5 verse 17. Jesus said, "My Father is always at his work to this very day, and I too am working." Now this says to me that God is constantly working and constantly moving whether we see it or not. And we don't need to worry. We don't need to put the pressure on ourselves to spread God's word, because God is constantly moving, and all we need to do really is just have faith that God is working.